The Democratic elite and liberal deep state are now parading Stephen A. Smith around like he's some type of conservative and that he's a Donald Trump supporter. Remember, not even 9 months ago, Stephen A. Smith was on the Joe Rogan show. He said he would never vote for President Trump. And all of a sudden now, he's this big pro-Trumper and conservative. And you know why liberals and Democrats and the elite are pushing him onto the public? Because who are they going to run in 2029? AOC? Give me a break. Michelle Obama? Give me a break. So they're going to have to run somebody against Ron DeSantis, an excellent politician who puts American citizens first and the state of Florida first before communists and crime and all the other garbage that Democrats stand for. So who is the only person that probably could give Ron DeSantis a run for his money? It's not going to be another politician. It's going to be a celebrity / sports person that has a huge following. I don't know why. He's absolutely destroyed ESPN with his woke garbage. Him and racist Ryan Clark are the reason why the ratings are in the toilet bowl. Let's jump into the video.
The man was impeached twice. He was convicted on 34 felony counts. And the American people still said, he's closer to normal than what we see left. That's what they're saying.
This so-called educated, genius probably never even watched Trump's trial one day. And he can't see, he just doesn't want to see that was not justice. See, Trump wasn't even, first of all, it was a kangaroo court. And everybody knows it was a kangaroo court. But if you want to talk about what Trump got convicted of, he wasn't convicted of 34 felonies. He has a conditional discharge, meaning if he stays out of trouble for 6 months, the case is dismissed. It's called a conditional discharge, means you will not have a criminal record. But if Stephen A. Smith cared about the truth and not the Democratic agenda and the communist agenda, which he stands for, he would know this. He's also a racist, so don't let him fool you.
He's closer to normal. Why? Because something that pertains, when you talk about the transgender community, for example, and you're talking about the issues that pertain to less than 1% of the population, the Democratic Party came across as if that was a priority more so than the other issues. And so he comes into office. Now you're talking about childbirth, citizenship, and what have you. He knows that's not going to pass the mustard, but he knows that he made that promise. So when he shows up week 1 on Capitol Hill and he says, this is what we're going to do through an executive order, even though it's going to be shot down through the courts and what have you, he's saying, I kept my promise. A lot of other things that he's going to point to that he's going to try to do. I kept my promise. Then you turn around and you look at the left and you say, what promises did you keep? Now, you might know the answer to that. I'm certainly not questioning your knowledge about that at all. What I'm saying is what resonated with the voter. What voter out there can look at the Democratic Party at this moment in time and say, there's a voice for us, somebody that speaks for us, that goes up on Capitol Hill and fights the fights that we want them fighting on our behalf. They didn't do that. And that's why their behinds are home and that man is back into the White House and they want to sit up there and talk. You look at the networks right now, they're talking about, look at it, this is the latest, look at him, here he goes again. Well, you know what here he goes again means? He's doing what he said he was going to do. He promised you he was going to do these things, and he walked into office week 1, and that's exactly what he's doing, and he's saying, y'all do something about it. And when you try to do something about it, he's going to say, look at them now. Now they're concerned about these issues. Were they talking about that during the campaign? Hell no. That's really it.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Well, look.
Wow, I love how we all get to be enlightened by Stephen A. Smith, and now he's, Mr. Politics. And, well, Stephen A., the American people are tired of high inflation, high crime, some teacher in your kindergartner's class telling your young son that if you play with a doll, it's okay to chop your penis off, and don't worry, we won't tell your parents. We're sick of it all. We're sick of millions of people coming into the country. It's one thing if millions of people came into the country legally. They're coming into the country illegally. A lot of them have terrorist connections. A lot of them, when they get here, you'll see social media and they don't like Christmas and they don't like all our customs here. And, America should be like the country that they came from, et cetera, et cetera. Then why'd you come then? Why'd you come? And the perfect example of this is with Christmas. We have to say happy holidays in America because we don't want to offend somebody. Guess what? I don't give a F if you're offended. Merry Christmas. If you don't like it, too bad. And you'll say, oh, that's a trivial thing. People are sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it. I can tell you that much. Who it offends, I could care less. What your customs are in your culture across the sea is none of my business. I don't care. Just like when you get here, you shouldn't care how America and Americans want to celebrate their customs and their traditions, and you think, oh, well, my feelings are hurt, so the world should stop. People are sick of it. So Trump, it's not just that Trump we know that he's going to do what he says. At least with Trump, when I go to bed at night and I rest my head on a pillow, I can go to sleep at night knowing that the president of the United States of America actually loves this country, honors our traditions here, and puts Americans first. For Stephen A. Smith to get on this TV show and say he's been convicted of 43 felonies, Stephen A., I can't stand you to begin with. Like, I literally despise you as a human being. You're so full of garbage, it's not even funny. And if anybody calls what they did to Trump justice, I really pray to God they come after you, yes, and your family next, and put you on the hot seat the way they did to Trump. Because they didn't just go after Trump. They went after his kids, his associates, his closest associates all went to prison because they didn't show up for court for a subpoena. Well, guess what? The Biden crime family, they get subpoenas to go to court. They never show up for court, and neither do any other Democrats. And what happens? Absolutely nothing. And Stephen A. Smith, this big, educated, I'm super smart. I have 9 degrees. And, he takes the Democratic liberal talking point because that's all Democrats can talk about. The convicted felon, Donald Trump, and his supporters, his racist supporters, still voted for a convicted felon. The only reason why they did that to Trump is so they could go into the last election with that narrative. Oh, you're going to vote for a convicted felon? Because everything that Democrats have done and every choice that they have made has made America worse, has destroyed America even worse. Every decision that Democrats have made, whether it's our military, our economy, our border safety, our education system, our churches, every decision, they bring nothing but chaos, confusion, madness, and filth to it. That's what they do. They have destroyed the United States of America, and Americans are sick of it. And when you get fed up, Donald Trump is a great president. He was great the last 4 years that he had. The economy was never better. The border was never more secure. We were never respected around the world more than when Trump was in office. Joe Biden comes, we're a joke around the world. A complete joke. Terrorists go to sleep at night laughing that, we can just walk across the border with an atomic bomb and they won't stop us because all we have to do is say that they're racist and they'll let us through. They laugh themselves to sleep every night with Joe Biden, Mayorkas, and the Biden crime family running this country. Stephen A. Smith is a disgrace, and he's no friend to conservatives or Republicans. Don't fall for it. He's not a moderate. So all the people that were on the fence the last time that voted for Trump, even though they supposedly didn't like Trump, don't fall for this Stephen A. Smith garbage because he's Biden 2.0. That's exactly what he's going to be. If he ran for office and he won, he would be a puppet. The puppet masters who pull the strings, our country would go to total chaos just like it was for the last 4 years. We are sick of it. We are sick of elitist millionaires telling people who, if you make under $100,000 a year, it's like impossible to survive in this country at this point. We're tired of idiots like Stephen A. Smith that were handpicked and put in a place and they pay him $20 million a year to spread certain narratives. And this idiot thinks he's going to tell us how to live and who to vote for. F you, Stephen A. Smith. Don't fall for this garbage. Conservatives and people in the middle. He's not your friend.